So in this video, I want to share with everyone a very interesting story. I witnessed, you could say, God striking a man with lightning. And I know it was God. Now, if you let me I'm tearing up here. This story's so personal to me. A man was struck by God's lightning. All right. So, I used to be a runner, track runner, track and field, and cross country. It's really fun. Those were the good old days. And so in the summertime, my dad would take me and my brother, because my brother was also a cross-country runner. He would take us to the gymnasium to do some strength training, and and there was a man at the gym who showed up at the gym like very often, and so whenever we were there, he was probably there. This man it's so funny. He would say things to me and my brother. He said to my brother, "You're my little angel." You boys are such handsome devils. He was really tall. He's a tall, old man. Old. And he had this voice that was like a cartoon voice. His name was Bill. And it was just clear. It was just clear to me and my brother that he was gay. Okay. He was gay. He was so obviously gay. Oh my gosh. Now, I was, we would go swimming. Me and my brother. So I would go in the locker room. And I'd, of course, have to change. Change out of my pants to my swimming trunks. And every now and then, so we're in one of the aisles of the swim team room or whatever. And and every now and again I'd see Bill walking across, on the other side of the aisle. Right, so here's the aisle, and there's benches in here, and I was on the bench, but then out here is the opening where. So he would walk past, like this. And he'd always be looking. Damn it, man. My nose. Ah. Gosh. And he'd be looking down the aisle. Why? Because he wanted to see us naked. He wanted to see us without our pants on, without our swim trunks on, right? So, we knew this is what he's doing. But he never got to see us naked. He never doing the walking by the aisle. And there was one time when I was pooping. I was pooping in one of the stalls in the bathroom, and I saw him peeking through the crack of the door. I saw him peeking. He was peeking. And so, for me, it became like a challenge. Like, okay, fucking shit. I am not going to let this guy see me naked. I will not let Bill see me naked. So every time I went into the locker room, I'd check around, I'd look around and see if Bill was there. And one time I did that. I checked around the entire locker room. Bill wasn't there. He wasn't there, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm free to get naked. And so I went to the back of the room. Where there were some mirrors, and I got naked, and I just looked at myself in the mirror, hey, there's me naked. And all of a fucking sudden, Bill comes barging out of the swim team locker room, which was in the wall behind the mirrors that I was looking at. You know, those doors that lead into the swim team locker room. They have these circular windows, and there's two of them. There was two doors, and Bill came out one side, and he waved at me, and he had the most guilty face, the most guilty face. She's just like, something like that. I don't know, but it was so good. I mean, he normally looks at us and smiles. He's always like happy, like, you boys are so cute, you know, and stuff like that. But this time, no, he was guilty. So I realized he was looking through the swim team locker room door window, and that he saw me naked. And when I realized that, because I took it as a challenge, remember I told you I was like, you know, I'm not going to let Bill see me naked, you know. I felt utterly defeated. I felt so defeated by this, like, you know, bumbling fool. That's how he was. That's how he was. He was a bumbling fool. My intelligence was insulted. But more than that, I felt raped. I felt raped, you know? And so when Dad took us home, I was just like, I was standing over the kitchen sink, and I was just trembling. I was trembling. Felt raped. It was terrible. It was a terrible feeling. I said to my dad, how could God let this happen to me? You know? And he said, maybe female spirits were mad at you. Because Bill was gay, you know, so it's like similar to female. Excuse me. Yeah. I had to go pee. So, because Bill was gay. Now, when my dad said this to me, I immediately, okay, female spirits are, maybe they're mad at you. I immediately remembered to back to it was probably about a week or two before I met Bill. And it was a day when I prayed to God. I prayed so sincerely. Like, it was one of my... It's probably the most intense prayer I ever made in my life. My nose is so stupid. Oh God, you stupid nose. Most intense prayer ever. I told God. Because I was a runner. I could run really far. I could run for an hour and a half, you know, whatever, that's like 8 miles. And I told God that I was gonna run someday in the summer, or, you know, more than one day, it would have to be. I was gonna run to a girl's house at night. A girl who I loved. I loved her so much. But I couldn't have a relationship with her. She was... I mean, first of all, she was kind of young. She was kind of young for me, I guess. Maybe. But my religion didn't allow me to date people. And I agree with that religion. I still do. I don't think people should date. But this girl, I loved her for like 7 years. She was very, very pretty. And I couldn't stand it anymore. I just couldn't. I wanted to see her naked. I wanted to see her naked. So I told God. I told God. This summer, I'm gonna run to her house. I'm gonna climb up the tree that's next to her garage. I'm gonna get on her garage roof and look into her room in the second floor. And I'm gonna hope that she's naked. There's gonna be a peeping Tom. I told God, I said, I'm gonna do this. I will do it. I can't stop myself. I cannot stop myself. I have to see her naked. I can't. I will do this, God. I'm going to do this. I'm sorry. I have to do it. If you want to stop me, you just have to strike me with lightning. Oh, man. And what did God do? He fucking struck me with lightning. He gave me Bill. He showed me how painful it is to be seen naked by a pervert. You know, God, even shit, man, this fucking nose, I hate it. You know, even if you know, somebody can say, well, if she doesn't see you, you know, she'll never know that you saw her naked. To me, that's just bullshit. Okay. There's a spiritual universe. A spiritual universe. We die and we go to heaven and we meet each other in heaven. We're gonna see what we did to each other. So I'm not. I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to continue with the plan to see her naked. I mean, what does God fucking do? He does the exact thing. You know, he could have gave me a broken ankle or something so I couldn't run. Or he could have what else? Yeah. Could have made her family move away. Or, you know, something. Whatever. But instead he did the exact thing that just fucking blows the problem right out of the water. He gets rid of the demon in my fucking heart. Make sure it'll never happen again, you know? God is such a... He's such a genius. Oh, man. Well, that's my story. Man was struck by lightning. God's lightning. I prayed. I said, God, you're just going to have to strike me with lightning. And that's what he did. Thanks for listening to this story. Hope you enjoyed it. Alright. Take care.